Welcome everyone, and thank you for joining this session today. Um, in next 30 minutes or so, we'll together travel the journey to understand the step-by-step approach on how enterprises are moving from AI awareness to creating small POCs to creating small bots to moving towards the intelligent conversational AI agents. Um, During the journey, we have one of our tech experts here, and we'll share the real enterprise grade conversational AI agent in action um, from the team who has actually built it. Um, we'll welcome your questions in between. Feel free to drop them in the chat box for the queries. And post the primary discussion uh, and the demo, we will also move ahead and conclude with the complimentary offering from our team, which is the readiness assessment on your AI landscape, may it be on the organization level or on the use case level or on the function level or so on. So, yes, let's begin. So this is Bhoomi signing in, and I have Jay with me. Both of us work with Cygnet for some time now, and we are taking the care for the AI initiatives that we run in Cygnet for within the internal functions as well as the customers who need enterprise solutions from us. Today, we will be taking ahead the discussion with what kind of challenges the enterprises to face when they either think or plan or are within the journey of the adoption of AI, whether it is predictive or conversational AI. Today's focus will be more on conversational AI. However, there are other varieties as well. We'll take up the live demo, understand where the overall world is going, and then finally conclude with this complementary session and the takeaways. So, firstly, we'll understand bigger researchers say that most of the pilots that are conducted in the conversational AI specifically, they do not see the light or they do not see the launch or they do not see the production or full-fledged implementation. There are several reasons to it, but I and Jay will discuss a few of them here, the key aspects. Uh, the first and the foremost is if any AI initiative is taken in hand or progresses without business grounding, uh, it has a very less chance to see the daylight. If it is built in silo, if it is not around the real business use case, or if it is not built with the right kind of quantitative or qualitative focus in mind as to what do we want to achieve out of this, then of course it does not serve any purpose whatsoever. Technology effort goes behind it. Second one is definitely what goes in comes out. So if there is a missing or a challenge in the data quality or the source is incorrect or inconsistent or it's not trustworthy and you feed the AI model with that data, then of course the answers or the results that the model will generate will not be trustworthy. And the third one is if your data is used without the governance framework in context, that also becomes a very big reason for the failure. Because as and when you discover that there are issues in terms of personal information or unsecured data, in that case, you start failing out there. I have Jay who will help us understand how do we come out of these challenges. Yeah, Jay.
Yeah, absolutely, Bhumi. So, uh, you said right. I mean, most of the time, the pilot fails because of many reasons. But with my interactions with our customers, mostly they come up with I mean, most of them have already started their AI journey, of course, because the AI has been, it's like everywhere now, and we are literally seeing AI is really helping us in many aspect as well. But most of the time, from the challenges aspect that you have mentioned, is that the hallucination. So Now, the AI usually terms as like a garbage in, garbage out. But for enterprises nowadays, particularly in the pilot phase, is that garbage in, hallucination out. And that's absolutely a kind of a problematic for them, and it hindered their progress in terms of AI, because that's the most of the time of a reason where pilot remains in the pilot phase, never go to the production because of so many different issues. And most of them, and critically, we have observed that these three are the key factors play a vital role for the pilot remains in pilot or become a failure and that at that end of the time. The most of the time when we talk about the business grounding, which is actually very critical for every enterprise or organization, because when they start about realizing this is how we would like to involve AI in our business use cases, it is very important to start with the user journeys or define your business process. I mean, most of the businesses have their own business processes, more or less, that like sometimes overlap with other business functions. But it is very important for them that to sit one more time, look at the process, and then see what components can be having the benefit of AI. Or maybe you can place the agents. Nowadays, the agents are also becoming very popular. So that is very critical for businesses to start realizing what is their current business processes and how they can take it forward. Another thing is that all about thinking of GenAI or say the conversational AI, what are the other aspect of data sources are affecting to your business? Because sometimes we are just relying on documents and trying to generate the information, and it might not be the good for the other business or the customers as well. Because documents are just like a sometimes they are just act as like a static source, one source, and it delivers the outcome and produces sometimes lack of information, lack of context, and everything. So think for GenAI when you are looking from enterprise aspect. Consider your ERP data, CRM data, your policies as well. Because if I want to touch upon the governance part, which is very important, that whenever you like, for example, if you are writing a prompt or querying any particular data source, always keep the AI policy in mind, that what AI policies that I have to adhere, because for every organization, every information is sensitive in such cases. Sometimes we do not put granular level of controls on the data, and you like feed all the data to the chatbot, and accidents do happen, and that's where the organization or senior management loses the trust on AI, that okay, this might be problem, but it's not actually the problem with the AI, because that's what you actually fed into the system. It is very important you have to remain with the policies uh, and feed them along with the AI assistants as well. All right. Uh, I'll be taking to the next point, and that is okay. So I think, yeah, we have a quick poll in terms of like we talk about the challenges and some sort of a solution, but you would like to take a poll from the audience we have, that what is your biggest pain point with AI adoption? So yeah, we can give some like 30 seconds, and yeah, we can go ahead.
So, audience, just this will help us understand, revalidate our thought process and our learnings from our internal business stakeholders and our customer stakeholders to understand, if you're resonating the same or similar issues that occur with us, and that is also with you. So whichever business function you are into, we understand that, of course, wherever the functional context is missing or the business context is missing, definitely there is an issue. Of course, the other players are also kind of playing their roles, but uh, two or rather three key factors: lack of business context, security, privacy, and compliance risks, and the data issues. Jay, as we expected.
Yep. So yeah, we got the results in, and like I was anticipating here actually. So the lack of business context is having the highest uh, voting on that, and then after it's a security thing as well. So I would like to little bit emphasize on the lack of business context here as well. So this is a particular a very first point that we have heard from our customers, and hearing from the audience, we are also getting the same thing, because we understand that this is the very crucial for everybody to realize that okay, AI is good, it's for greater, but what about that? What value it is going to give you? So like I mentioned earlier, the mapping the user journey is and understanding or redefine your business processes is one, but also we should all map the business value and value streaming along with that as well, because then and then you can realize that it's a kind of a, like a fact check for your AI business use case, whether the AI is really gonna solve your case, or you may need you need AI in multiple stages as well, because sometimes you cannot fully rely on AI or its decision capabilities. You need to consider the thing where maybe few agents that you can put in your business processes and take the best out of it. So there are different strategies that we can also go after it later on in one of our demo, in fact, and also during our the complimentary readiness assessment, we can also offer those strategies after understanding the use cases as well.
Absolutely.
Next point I heard about, I mean, from the voting aspect, the security, privacy, and compliance risk. Okay, which is actually a very critical to succeed in AI, because when we talk, particularly when we talk about the enterprise data, I mean, usually many of the organization we came across is that they are actually restricting their users to using public AI tools like such as ChatGPT and Claude. For example, the reason is if you just put your company sensitive information and say, hey, summarize this document. No, your IT guy never gonna allow it. Why? Because you are actually sending the data outside your organization. So for them, it is very critical that you have to establish some guidelines internally and have this kind of assistance built in-house that can cater only your case. And over where you have to consider the security in terms of, let's say, there are you have a uh, come with the one single source of truth. Second thing is that version your data as well so that it can always be updated with respect to the security policies as well, because sometimes it happens you have certain some employees who are supposed to see their data. For example, sales rep should be able to see the discounts, but at the same time if the partners are using the same assistant, those information should not be there. So it is very important that what chat assistants are responding, it should be also granular in terms of permissions as well, and it should can continue in keeping the privacy as well in it tech. uh, so I would like to move ahead as well, just respecting everybody's time, because yeah, this has a lot of things there to cover.
Certainly. Together,
All right.
we have worked with multiple functions across within organization as well as for our customers, and we understand that different functional areas within the organization have different pain points. And when we employ a conversational AI agent there, the benefits definitely lead to the impact for the business users. Uh, so very typically, customer support or the contact centers, they do have all people who are attending to each customer complaint or query. And that's where the full burnout can be saved for the complicated query when the simpler ones are being dealt with the, AI assistant or an agent. And this definitely it translates into the very tangible enterprise impact where they are able to serve their customer better, improve the customer satisfaction scores, and definitely the customer support teams are happy because the routine queries are being handled by the AI. There are also other areas where we do understand that, like whether in the sales and pre-sales function, which we are just going to see the demo for, where there are lots and lots of documents, and it's the day in and day out work for each functional expert to generate a lot of proposals or RFIs or provide a lot of content. And they do have to use organizational historical repository and also bring external insights from the market and the current trends, and then build the document. So that's where also the conversational AI agent helps them. Of course, there are more functions, and I think we'll need a extended series to cover them. Uh, for now, I think I would suggest that we should go to our next step, where we can actually give the experience of how we are enabling our functions, our internal functions, to leverage the benefits of conversational AI, and we can jump on the demo. Audience, meanwhile, for any questions, queries, feel free to drop in the question box, and help us understand your pain points better, where we can add more value with more specific content here. Because it is like, after working for a few years on the domain, we do have a lot of things to share. But when we share the right thing across to you, which actually addresses your pain point, it will help us better. I can bring up the demo when as soon as the screen is ready. And by the time we also understand that with the additional functions that we were seeing on screen a while ago, they are also getting a lot of benefit out of a lot of initial screening in HR domain, um, document search in legal domain, so on and so forth. Yes, say over to you.
All right. So yeah, I'll be launching the demo. Just give me a minute. I mean, a moment.
So, how this arise for us in the organization is, we are like a 25 years young company, as we say in our leadership team. So, we do have a lot of work done all across different industries and tech stack for different kind of problems that we've generated the solutions. And in addition, there are even more kind of solution addresses that we may have done as a part of our center of excellence teams across various technologies and domains. The challenge with the team who brought up this problem was, they had to surf through a number of documents to prepare a proposal or a presentation to talk to customer. Yes, say over to you.
All right. Yep. So here we would like to represent one of our case, and probably you have seen in the previous slide about the sales and pre-sales function. So the challenge was all around with respect to, you have a lots of proposals. Your knowledge is grown quite a lot, because like we are in the industry since last 25 years, and lot of collaterals, marketing materials, everything is created. But nowadays, since the AI is emerged, and everybody's look after the one thing, that how we can faster grab the opportunity. And to grab the opportunity, you need to be quick in terms of generating the responses for your customers, for prospects, and even the big RFPs as well. And this is where exactly we realize that the kind of the point I have mentioned earlier, the business value is all about the improving the efficiency and faster response while building the great presentations altogether, right? So for that purpose, we redefine our pre-sales function to create the RFPs and quick responses and generate the presentations. And for that, what we have done is that we come across with the huge content we fed into our system in terms of like AI search, and based on that, on top of it, we created a conversational assistant, which has the capabilities. Like you can see, it's a very simple user interface, quite intuitive because it's like same gives you the feel of Chat GPT or any popular tools that nowadays you see. You see the chat history is basically being maintained for the user. You can questions. You can select the different repositories as well. So we have two repositories mainly working in the ground. So that is what it is. And another thing is that we have also enabled the voice as well. Currently, we have enabled the voice as a one way, so user can speak, and a speech to text can happen right away, and then you can send the command. But in response, right now we are working on it. But yeah, it is good to always show that I mean, no product is ever completed, right? So yeah. So I would like to start one use case is that, hey, how are you? It's just a greeting message, and there you can see. Uh, can go ahead. Yep, it also record my other script as well. And yeah, there you go. So, and I would like to go with certain things as I have a like a kind of a script ready, so I can ask the bot that what you can help me with. Let's say today I wanna looking for enterprise solutions, which we have, and yeah, help me with the response. So usually what happens in the background, it's looking for the right case studies that we have worked upon on uh, enterprise uh, solutions, and what sort of creation that we have done with the Microsoft Azure, because that is what this is how you start conversing with, yeah, while you are creating the, let's say, a technical side of a presentation, right? So you would like to know that what information that we have created, what guidelines, everything is created for that, and it brings that what we have created within those solutions as well. So it is good for the any pre-sales person who is actually working on the current requirement and give the prompt and understand that what exactly things are being done so far. Now here, another thing that you can also see, which is very great that you wouldn't be able to find it out. That's it. Whenever you are talking about solutions, you definitely have some diagrams and everything. So that also bring along with this as well. So that is also another feature that we are also not missing the other media things and just text-based presentation, because presentations are always best with respect to the right diagrams and flow diagrams and architectural diagrams and whatnot. Because then and then you are like going to fit the case for succeeding for the creating the quick pre-sales presentations. And like respecting again the time, I can just simply go ahead. Let's say I would like to give a command, create a presentation based on above. And so what this particular assistant gonna do is that it will going to create the presentation based on the conversation I just had. And uh, this prompt is actually allowing me if I would like to add any additional document along with that. So that can be also included into the presentation generation part as well. So as of now, I'm just closing it, and it will take some time, but usually I'll be notified once the yeah, once the presentation is
So
created.
you mean to say, Jay, that as a pre-sales consultant, when I'm working on a unique proposal, I'll bring a lot of queries and answers from within my knowledge base. And then I have all this information dump available on a presentation slide, uh, probably as per my brand template. And then I can just review it, fine tune it to the expectation of business and stakeholders, and maybe I can just use it for my, oh, okay. Yeah.
There you go. So this is the presentation. So the great thing about that is that we are keeping our theme, our values, everything in and our voice actually within the same presentation, so that the pre-sales guys do not need to work on the design or anything. So it keeps our like our brand intact. And with respect to all this, so like it has actually articulated about the cloud migration and modernization. So it has summarized those particular sections. So the intelligent thing here, what we are doing is that whatever the conversation happened with the assistant, we do not need to just copy paste it. We also summarize them and putting it here in the rights in every section of the script. And another thing here that it has also brought the same diagram as well. I mean, obviously, since the diagrams are not like a intelligently fit with respect to the size, so it is little bit of a human work, because obviously we intend to review these presentations as well. So the idea of generating the fast presentations based on our prior knowledge in the given use cases, it is actually turning out so well for us.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. And yes,
I,
guys, if you have any questions about the demo or the technologies being basically used behind this, yeah, feel free to ask and QA sessions or
Yeah. In fact, we have couple in the chat window. And we'll take them up towards the end of the session.
Yep.
Sure. I think it has been wonderful understanding, Jay, from you, as in how have you helped the pre-sales team with the solution. And
Yeah.
I'll help the audience with what has been the journey for um, us, and what is a generic journey for an enterprise to towards the adoption of AI, where it begins from awareness, of course. So, and the right awareness, because today in the technology world, understanding or being aware of something is not a challenge, but when it comes to AI or generative AI, having the right awareness is important. So, whatever myth any individual or any stakeholder or any leader or the business team has within the organization, that has to be clarified with the right kind of awareness. So, that's a right start. The second is, once the stakeholders are aligned, being aware, after that, what we need is to have the evaluation and preparation towards how we want to move ahead with this. And in that case, it's more like a background preparation. So you set up your priorities, what actually you want to achieve, where in the business you want the impact, uh, what is the related data which is needed for it, uh, is it available? If it is available, what is its shape? Is it correct? Will it need some polishing? Will it need some correctness? So all that um, is a third stage. Once the whole background is prepared, then is a stage where you take up all your preparation and prepare your pilot, and build it, test it, aligned with the security, build all the guardrails. I'm sure today we cannot take the guardrails part, but of course that's also a very key part in the whole journey. And further, finally, once your pilot is into production, then scale it for more users and for more functions. So, in a very quick nutshell, while this there are multiple sub stages as well within this journey. Here are the quick four ones to talk about. And I'm sure further uh, audience will be interested in understanding where industry stands today, and what are the nuances that are coming up, so that where from today the journey goes. So I think, Jay, you can share more information on that.
Yeah, definitely. So this is what's currently we see the industry stands today and what's gonna come next. I mean, so but here is the thing for AI. The what's gonna come next is like a kind of a thing where, yeah, this technology is shifting the paradigm every roughly around 5 to 6 months. So like probably between H1 and H2, you would see a kind of a drastic change as well. But what we have seen is right now, with respect to the enterprise customers on which we have worked with them so far, and currently in discussion we are, most of them are like a pilot heavy and light in the production, because you may have like a, let's say for one customer we have seen like three different chatbots created, like one for HR, one for support, and one for marketing. The problem
Exactly,
was
Jay. I'll just take a minute from you here, 20
yeah.
seconds. Exactly, there is some related question from the audience. It says, can we tailor the response based on the role of a person in the organization? For example, enterprise architecture, solution architecture, or so on and so forth.
Yes, absolutely. It is possible.
Sure. Um, It Somebody also asks, what most solutions like this have some errors in the response. How are you confirming a more legitimate response that is more accurate?
Yeah. So I would consider the case here that I would encourage to use the observability as well, because LLM observability is very critical when you are start dealing. I mean, you have your chat assistant. The real test starts actually now, because when you start asking questions, maybe in the multiple like a multi-turn conversation, and then you suddenly you might see the loss of context, or you see that now the wrong information is coming, which is actually nothing but it's a hallucination, as in general we talk about. So observability is really helping with respect to the strategies that you can form over here, like a matrix you can consider completeness and correctness. So uh, in our cases, we have also come across with the same situation. And what we implemented over there is that the correctness metrics with observability. So whenever a user is asking question, we are also creating a kind of a closed loop situation for them. So allow asking them to or encouraging them to give the feedback. So once the feedback comes in, you understand that this is the wrong answer basically produced by the AI assistant, and you go and validate that what were the source documents referred for that. And based on that, we backtrack the situation where maybe the source content was already having the error, or maybe it's having a wrong search happen for that, and reason is that maybe the re-ranking was not happening. So those strategies that we have applied after evaluating the phenomena of generating, I mean, the erroneous answers, and going back and read re-rank them to generate the right and better answer along with that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I
Sure.
mean, if you have many question, I think we can go ahead. I think we are also hitting the time as well. So maybe if we can move to uh,
Sure. I
takeaways, I
think
think that would be also
yeah,
important.
we may have few minutes, and there's one more question which says, what is the huge difference in available AI in market and in our product? I think we go back to the scenario where a lot of people came to us and say, "Oh, what are you doing? I have this login. When I go to it and I ask a question, I get an answer." And then we say, "Okay, go ahead and use it." And then suddenly after 5 days, the person comes, "Oh, no, no, Jay, you continue with your solution. We don't want to go outside. Please
Yeah.
carry on with your tech fact on this."
Yeah, so it is, see, like nowadays it's very easy that you have a low code, no code solutions available in the market and it's easy to plug in. But we also need to understand that is this a right fit for us as well or not? Because sometimes some tools might be not right fit in a way that you wanted. So for example, the image inclusion in your responses. So if you're looking, if this is your requirement of your AI use case, that the response should include the AI and even the other rich multimedia things as well, because you may have like your, let's say for example, right now we are recording this webinar and we probably need the webinar and their transcript for future references as well, right? To generate the next webinar, for example, right? So in those situations, some ready solution might not be able to work well. So I can give the very best example where, I mean, this is not a new, you whenever we go and demonstrating this conversational AI assistants, they say, "Hi, my chat GPT is also doing that." And I have a very one question. Do you have images? And does chat GPT generate the images along with the text response? And that, yeah, it creates a silence. And that gives the answer to them only
And
that,
that
okay,
too in
it's
the
a time of
sequence
a
of the content in the image and the content in the image.
absolutely. So these are the kind of a differences which we are bringing, or any bespoke assistant will bring, because it is particularly tailored and catered as per your business use case, on your data, and on uh, data within your organization's boundary.
Yeah.
So it follows the compliance as well.
Yeah.
So the other tools which are available will not have that obligation. You are just going to pay, and yeah, in response, they will give you all the information.
Yes. Thank you so much, Jay. Thanks here. I think we have a um, time ticking here. Maybe we have to uh, uh, request audience to share if there are any more questions, or uh, maybe very quickly taking to the key takeaway, um, that working with us, we are more aligned towards building an AI solution which is aligned toward the business. And if you can bring the QR scanner, Jay, which is on the next slide. um, Before we close, we will just request the audience to just um, take a snap, and if they are interested in taking the assessment on their business solution regarding the conversational AI, which pertains to their function or overall organization. Um, I think if we have got a quick discussion on implementing conversational AI is much, much more than just about the tools. And we really need the right expert to build the right solution for us. Um, the attendees who have given us their valuable time, we are here by sharing a complimentary readiness assessment for you. Uh, the kind of benchmarks that it will cover on the maturity is across data quality and integration aspects, the governance, compliance, and security aspects, the business workflow alignment, kind of operational readiness, and post the assessment, you could get a personalized roadmap on what are the next steps and how could you reach to the adoption of the right kind of solution that helps your business and that helps you achieve your goals. Primarily moving from what you aspire to do to actually achieving that. Um, yes, we may have any further question. I'll just take a last look. Yeah, I think we really have five more questions, Jay, I think, but we'll have to cover it in somehow on the content part. For now, we have to close this session, respecting everyone's time in the and being in the different time zones. Uh, so thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for
Thank you so much,
joining here.
everyone. Yep.
And yeah, please please feel free to drop your suggestions, your comments, and the kind of topics that you look for in terms of hearing out from us, hearing our experiences. We'll be happy to bring you all bring that here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Have a pleasant day.
Have a good day, everyone. Thank you.